American states that hate Donald Trump and why. America isn't just split down the middle anymore. It's fractured. Red versus blue. Coast versus heartland. And in the middle of it all, Donald J. Trump. Loved by millions. Despised by millions more. Before we get into details, subscribe and share must. So, let's go deeper. These aren't just states that voted against him. They've actively resisted him, protested him, sued him. Here are the 10 states that hate Donald Trump the most and exactly why. 1. California, Trump's ultimate nemesis. This isn't just dislike. It's political war. California sued the Trump administration over 100 times between 2016 and 2021. From immigration to emissions to LGBTQ rights, the Golden State was always in court. And in 2025, that feud is still alive. After Trump announced new plans to roll back environmental protections in his campaign, California's governor fired back, calling Trump a climate arsonist. This state is a global economy by itself. It wants progress, inclusion, and green energy. Trump offered the opposite. 2. New York, home turned enemy. Trump Tower still stands in Manhattan. But the city that raised him has turned against him completely. New York's Attorney General sued Trump's business empire. He's faced multiple trials in his home state. And he moved his residence to Florida for one reason: New York doesn't want him. In 2025, protests still break out when Trump visits. New Yorkers call him a conman, traitor, and fake billionaire. The Empire State has spoken, loud and clear. 3. Massachusetts, the intellectual firewall. This is a state that gave us Harvard, MIT, and progressive icons like Elizabeth Warren. Trump's war on science, media, and liberal elites. Yeah, that didn't go over well in Boston. He lost Massachusetts by over 30 points in 2020, and polling in 2025 shows even less support now. Here, facts matter. Trump's misinformation campaigns and Twitter tantrums were seen as dangerous, not bold. 4. Vermont, small state, big rejection. Vermont has maple syrup, peaceful forests, and absolutely no love for Donald Trump. This is Bernie Sanders' backyard. Vermonters believe in universal health care, green policy, and community living. Trump's aggressive capitalism and populist nationalism felt foreign to the Vermont way of life. In 2025, his promises of law and order ring hollow here. They prefer kindness and policy over chaos and slogans. 5. Maryland, Trump versus the bureaucracy. Maryland isn't flashy, but it's powerful. Thousands of federal employees live here: FBI, NSA, NE. These are people Trump constantly attacked during his presidency. He called the CIA corrupt. He threatened to fire CDC doctors. He insulted entire agencies. And Maryland took it personally. Now in 2025, with Trump eyeing a return to the White House, federal workers in Maryland are bracing. They remember the fear. And they don't want it back. 6. Hawaii, unity over division. Hawaii is more than just paradise beaches. It's a symbol of cultural blending and global connection. Trump's Muslim ban, his anti-immigration stance, his border wall rhetoric, all of it struck a deep nerve in Hawaii. This state values internationalism. It has high immigrant populations, especially from Asia and the Pacific. And in 2025, with Trump doubling down on isolationist rhetoric, Hawaii says, no thank you. 7. Illinois, the urban resistance. Trump never stopped criticizing Chicago. He called it a war zone. He claimed the city was out of control. But Chicagoans fought back with votes, with protests, with policies that directly opposed Trump's. The suburbs followed suit. And even rural Illinois started shifting after the pandemic and Trump's chaotic response. Today in 2025, Illinois leaders are some of Trump's fiercest critics in Congress. This state isn't buying the Make America Great Again narrative anymore. 8. Washington State, tech, trees, and Trump fatigue. Seattle is the home of Amazon, Microsoft, and Starbucks. This is a state driven by tech, climate advocacy, and modern healthcare. So what happens when a president rolls back tech protections, mocks climate change, and dismisses science? You get a full-blown political rebellion. In 2025, as Trump threatens new tariffs on tech and attacks woke culture, Washington sees it as a direct attack. This state isn't just voting blue. It's building an anti-Trump economy. 9. Connecticut, no room for chaos. Connecticut may be small, but its influence is massive. Wealthy suburbs, high-ranking professionals, elite schools and media influence. These voters want stability and competence. Trump's style? Too loud, too erratic, too confrontational. Even moderate conservatives in Connecticut have turned their backs on him. 2025 polls show only 26% of likely voters here approve of Trump. 10. Rhode Island, the blue stronghold. It's the smallest state in the nation. But when it comes to rejecting Trump, Rhode Island punches above its weight. This is a working-class state with deep Democratic roots. Union households, healthcare advocates, public school champions. They saw Trump's tax cuts for the rich, his cuts to Medicaid, and his attacks on labor. And they said, "Not here." Even now, Trump struggles to fill a high school gym in Rhode Island. Final thoughts: why the hate? Let's be real. This isn't just about personality. It's about vision. These 10 states value diversity, science, education, global engagement, climate action, stable institutions. Trump, he disrupted all of that. So call it hate, call it rejection, or just call it politics. Either way, these states have made up their minds. Trump is not their president and never will be. Subscribe to your channel name, 4 bold political breakdowns, cultural deep dives, and the stories mainstream media forgets. Your zip code might define your lifestyle. But in Trump's America, it also defines your loyalty or resistance.